Phil LeBeau is in Chicago with all the latest. Phil.
Carl, not surprising that General Motors wants to really improve its capital utilization of its plants, because these plants are not running at full capacity. So as a result, the company is making some pretty dramatic announcements in terms of what it will be doing with these final assembly plants. They're using the term unallocated in terms of new product going there. Let's be clear. They're shuttering these. They probably will ultimately be closed. We're talking about 3 final assembly plants in North America, 2 propulsion plants, cutting the salaried staff by 15% here in North America. In terms of the job cuts at those plants, here's how it breaks down. Lordstown, Ohio, which is where the Chevy Cruze is built, 1,435 workers there. Detroit Hamtramck, one of only 2 final assembly plants left in the city of Detroit. Well, now they're going to be down to 1 when they drop that plant, and 1,348 jobs. Oshawa, Ontario, roughly 2,200 jobs. Here is a union leader up in Canada talking earlier today about this move from General Motors and how it sits with those GM workers.
General Motors is announcing plants closing in the United States and Canada, but guess what? None are closing in Mexico. So this is just another way of General Motors saying thanks for nothing, and this is what they do, and they do it best, and they should be shameful.
As you can imagine, a lot of bitter employees, not only up in Oshawa, but also in Lordstown. They've told the employees there that that plant will essentially be shut down starting in March. When you look at shares of General Motors, this is the reason that the stock is moving higher, guys. And I know this is not something people want to hear about on a day when there are thousands of workers being cut. They are going to be improving their free cash flow by $6 billion by the end of 2020. That is a rapid payback in terms of how quickly this will be filtering to the bottom line. It will be taking charges of between $3 billion and $3.8 billion. But again, shares of General Motors now up almost 7% on the day. Guys, back to you.
Phil, this is a lot of jobs, and in purple states,
Yep.
Ohio and Michigan. How does this square with the administration's economic message about all of these companies are trying to move jobs to the United States? You know, revival in manufacturing. It doesn't seem to square.
Well, it doesn't square with what the administration was expecting in terms of more jobs being added here in the United States. Separate from that, John, the bottom line is this. These are plants that we're building primarily cars, sedans, small cars. The market's moving away from that. So if you're General Motors, you sit there and you say, what do we do? Do we keep these plants open even though nobody's buying the Chevy Cruze, or far fewer people are buying the Chevy Cruze or the Chevy Impala? Or do you cut those plants down and say what existing plants we have, which are primarily focused on pickups, SUVs, crossovers, do we increase production there? Which gets back to the sound that you heard, that quote from the union leader in Canada, who is none too pleased about this move. General Motors continues to increase production and exports from its plant in Mexico. Those are pickup trucks here to the United States. So that's what's bothering the workers, not only in Canada, but also at the Hamtramck plant, as well as at Lordstown in Ohio.
Yeah, we're getting word that Trudeau, for example, Phil, has already spoken with Mary Barra, talked to her on Sunday, and apparently, according
and
to
I wouldn't be surprised. Look, Carl, I wouldn't be surprised. We haven't got confirmation on this, but I wouldn't be surprised if she had a conversation with the president saying, this is the move we're making. And at the end of the day, her argument is going to be, I got to do what's best for my shareholders and for my company. And if we can reinvest more in things like electric vehicles, in autonomous drive vehicles, while also getting rid of inefficient plants, as painful as that may be, that's the move that she's making here.